A forgotten banking rule made one man so rich he could have become the world's first trillionaire. And the craziest part? This loophole still exists today. Banks hated him for it, governments couldn't stop him, and he used their own system against them to build an empire. This is how one rule turned a nobody into one of the richest people in history. Most people work their whole lives just to save a little bit of money. But this guy, he figured out how to make money without actually having money, all thanks to a single loophole hidden deep inside the banking system. It's a rule that most people don't even know exists, but for those who do, it's a golden ticket to unlimited wealth. And one man took full advantage of it, turning himself into one of the richest financial titans ever. The banking system is built on debt, not cash. And the rule he exploited, it's called fractional reserve banking. Here's how it works. Banks don't actually keep all your money in their vaults. Instead, they're only required to hold a tiny percentage of deposits, sometimes as low as 0%, and they lend out the rest. Which means, for every $1,000 you deposit, the bank can create and lend out 10,000, 100,000, or even more. And guess what? The richest people in the world figured out how to flip this system to their advantage. Enter John Pierpont Morgan, the banking genius who played this system better than anyone. Morgan understood one thing: money isn't real, it's just trust. And in the early 1900s, he used fractional reserve banking to build what would become J.P. Morgan Chase, one of the most powerful financial empires in history. While most people earned money, he created money. Morgan convinced investors to deposit their cash into his bank, then used those deposits to issue massive loans, essentially printing money out of thin air. And because of the way the system works, every time money moved, Morgan's bank took a cut. Soon, he wasn't just a banker, he was controlling entire industries. But here's where things get really insane. In 1907, the US was on the verge of a total financial collapse. Stock markets were crashing, banks were failing, people were panicking, and you know who saved the entire country? Not the government, not the president, J.P. Morgan himself. Using his banking power, he stepped in, bailed out failing banks, stabilized the markets, and in the process, he became so powerful that the US government had no choice but to trust him. J.P. Morgan became the central bank before there even was one, and the rules he played by, they became the foundation of modern banking. Today, the system he used to create money from nothing still exists. Banks still loan out more money than they actually have, and the people who understand the system, the modern billionaires, use it to their advantage every single day. And here's the wildest part. If J.P. Morgan were alive today and played by these same rules, with inflation, debt expansion, and market growth, his wealth would be worth trillions. He wouldn't just be a billionaire, he'd be the world's first trillionaire. The lesson here? Money isn't about what you earn, it's about what you control. Morgan didn't just save banks, he became the system itself. And the same banking rules that made him rich, they still exist today. If you thought this was crazy, wait until you see how one man made billions by buying money itself.